Everyone wants to earn more money for themselves, but why does China want other countries to make more money from China? Right now, the 8th China International Import Expo is being held in Shanghai, the world's first national-level exhibition focused entirely on imports, with over 4,100 foreign companies taking part, basically saying China invites 4,100 foreign sailors home. So why would China hold an expo dedicated to imports? To increase imports, of course. In other words, to encourage other countries to sell more to China and to help them earn more money from China. But why? Is China trying to do charity? In 2024, China's trade surplus reached $1 trillion. The total value of goods China sells abroad is twice that of the United States and 6 times that of Japan. The money earned from foreign trade is called foreign exchange. It can't be used directly inside the country. To spend it domestically, China would have to issue more of its own currency, which could lead to inflation. So the logical solution is, if you earn money from abroad, you spend that money abroad by importing goods. That's why China encourages foreign companies to sell their best products to China. The goal of both exports and imports is the same, right? For both sides to make money and improve the standard of living. The story of the Import Expo actually began because of Donald Trump. In 2018, he launched a trade war and a tariff war against China, hoping to make Chinese goods harder to sell in the United States. If China couldn't sell its goods, it wouldn't earn money. No income means no salaries for workers, no profits for companies, no tax revenue for the government, and no money for development, eventually leading to collapse. So how did China respond? The usual way would be to impose tariffs in return. If you block my goods, I'll block yours. But China asked a different question. Why should we only sell to the United States? Why not sell to everyone else? Money is money, no matter whose it is. So in 2018, while countering Trump's tariffs, China also launched the China International Import Expo. That might sound confusing. Wasn't China supposed to sell more goods to other countries? Why start an import fair instead? That's exactly the interesting part. Since all countries want to sell their goods abroad and trade is meant to be two-way, China took the initiative to buy more from others. By doing so, it strengthened trade ties. And once countries built business relationships with China, they naturally also began buying more from China. The results speak louder. By September 2025, China's total exports had grown 8.3% year-over-year. Meaning China was selling more goods overall. Ironically, during the same month, China's exports to the US dropped 27%, showing that Trump's tariffs did have an effect, one that probably made him proud. But here's the surprise, while exports to the US plunged, China's total exports still rose by 8.3%. Why? Because back in 2018, China had already started planning the Import Expo and expanding other markets. Exports to the EU, Southeast Asia, and Africa rose 14%, 15.4%, and 56.4% respectively. So the losses in the US market were more than offset by gains elsewhere. Something that deeply frustrated the US government. Trump thought tariffs were an economic nuclear bomb, but they turned out to have no real effect on China. Why could China grow its exports outside the US? First, because Chinese products are affordable and high quality. Most importantly, because China doesn't pursue global dominance. It wants its business partners to profit too, then import goods from China as well. Aiming for win-win and long-term cooperation, in the same month, September, China's imports also rose sharply by 7.4%, meaning China is buying more from other countries except the US. In the end, Trump's trade war, though started with bad intentions, actually pushed the rest of the world to trade more with China, improving their economies in the process. And as long as China keeps buying enough goods from all countries, including the United States, even 10 more Trump-style tariff wars wouldn't be able to stop it. Follow me, an Eastern perspective, to see the world.